Should you value your lives, you will quit this place at once. Now, be gone with you. Well, I'd say we're off to a fine start. Well, mages asleep, I bid thee with peace.
You underestimate me!
Bring unto them a swift demise. Look how they make a mess of my floors. Swishing flick, my lovelies. Swishing flick. Ah, I didn't expect you to spy from battle. I call forth blades to run them through.
Focus. Release.
Brave knights of hell, tried and true. You insist on making a mess of my palace? Then you leave no choice. Good, don't see you trying to talk. Well, if that's your idea to banish Breeze out the door.
Protect me! Leave the healing to me.
Let's give them a go!
Ugh, it's horrible. The lot. We'll spare you, but we this one. Now leave us be. Look at the place of Alphabet next time. Another chance to pique your curiosity then. Oh, I need to pop that. Fatigue. Okay, fatigue. I'm striking. Still you press up. How foolish. With wings of dream I bar thy path. I conjure forth the Gardens of Wrath.
Mine.
You underestimate me!
Follow them fast with thorn and vine. Death's embrace, their souls can see. Eaton see. These cretins have sullied the sanctity of your garden. They must be dealt with. There's no end to these creatures. If they think a few plants can slow us down, they're sorely mistaken. Time has come to play my children. Hearken to the... Raha.
I'm with you.
Grow, my children, grow. Show me the glory.
Leave the healing to me.
I shall bloom again. If you try these leaves, perhaps you can use some tea. I really like this. This garden is ruined. Ruined! Mark my words, you will pay them. I have some of these flesh of stone. With wings of dreams to grind their bones. resist. Why will you not let me be? Ghosts? Oh, come now, Alpha, now, don't be silly. Knights Immortal, heed my call. Seize the intruders who besmirch thy hall.
Protect me! Leave the healing to me.
And by King's judgment, see them. I see you cannot be dissuaded from your misguided path. A pity. Ah, Alpha behind you. Ah, very funny. I know they're not ghosts. At least I hope they're not. You have sullied these halls long enough. Come, Lucas. Our guests yet want from company. I do believe we now have not only the curiosity but the attention as well. Go loose, turn them to ash. I care not. Ah! That's one shot. Pay attention to that. Oh, what? I'm not sure what that mechanic is. Yes, they set them alight with the undying flames, burning them bright until they are not but cinders. Oh, jeez.
be nothing left of you but a smoking crater!
I'm with you.
Ooh, I got at least got a song out of it.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Backlook, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Shake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Eulmore are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
will not be satisfied. I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. That damn court maid seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
We would never misuse it.
You wish only to save your friends? Nothing more? Do you swear it?
Oh. No.
Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
There you are. The others have all gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Beck-Luke. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I've ever sought to convince, not compel. Yeah, I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Urianger shared his knowledge of the new Mao with us. Had he not, Beck-Luke wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. Keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury. We mustn't dally any longer, Sarah. Beck-Luke is to hear the truth of our travels. And the first, you of all people should be present.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, The 7 umbral calamities. All of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own. And your soul is the densest of them all.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Eulmore I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Luke has a fine eye, though you have yet to begin and rather think the Exarch was right to call on them. I sometimes forget we're not truly here in the first. It will be good to be whole again. Fortunately for us, Beg Luke is of a mind to see you and your fellow Science justly compensated for your efforts. Did you happen to notice the magic rooms strewn about the Grand Cosmos? Uncanny. You have spun quite the tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as how you might return to your world? Right oversight, you say. An intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have been highly charged, likely as a consequence to having been maintained in tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there's no telling what may happen to their souls within the Aurosite. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. That just made me think of chemistry and protons of atoms jumping energy levels. Hey, that means that the science are radioactive. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul's not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted and the resulting surfeit ether removed. Your minds will ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the end of Journey's head, corrupted by the Sun Eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why? Do you think you might be able to help them? I might, or might not, but I shan't know for sure until I've seen their condition firsthand. Then I would be glad to take you to them, or under the understanding that you won't do anything that might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Orianji in creating the requisite R-site. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well, and I leave the three of you to assist Beck Luke as necessary. Let us make for Almorang then. Dots are getting connected. Dots have missed the first time around. Oh, this is exciting. Orianji is more capable of creating the RSI on his own, but if I should go away, I would be on hand to assist him. Pains me that there are those who yet suffer despite our victory over the light. We must hope a way can be found to help both them and our friends. Well, having broken Light's stranglehold on the first, I would like to believe they will one day recover. Yet I fear that the day might not come soon. Beck Luke told me they wished they would meet the worst affected Harik. There are times when I swear there's something he wants to tell me. If he only could form the words. So, this is Harik, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans perilously towards the light. Towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as old poor swords corrupted the light. He will become a sin eater. You don't know that. We've defeated the wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Harik was completely unresponsive before, but now... Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there's a treatment I wish to administer the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies on the soul, I once created a tonic which would temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it became used by the Knights of Verberg. Then, for far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it. But for their sakes, I will break that oath. It is not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Come, let us see what effect my tonic will have on the ether, if any. What is this? Warmth. I feel in my chest. Strange. Is it me or is it suddenly warmer? Feels rather nice. Feel warm. My legs. They don't feel as heavy. Don't fancy that. My hands don't feel quite so stiff. Thank you, miss. Leave this one to me, sir. Please let this work. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function, in most of the patients at least. The more severely afflicted showed no response. As I feared then. 'Tis true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, the bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. The incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in later stages of corruption, like Halric, appear to be unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wake to find himself an old man. Find a reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think we possibly can find a way to hasten the recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. Corporeal and non-corporeal ether. Confess I'd never had cause to make the distinction. Did they just say what I think they said? Might there really be a way to help Halric and the others, and help ourselves in the process? I suspect the Crystal Esarek has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the Royal Court of Verbert, that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administered to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none has ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. You mustn't dwell in the past. I know that only too well. Alas, the knowledge we required is steeped in such bitter memories. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. Do you think it can get me done? Were the sky still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we might have a chance. The method I might have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it needs to be done if it's all the same to you. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters and finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help with the patients, fine. I often know the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get to the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Fine. We'll pay a visit to Eulmore, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended Fae. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the new move of Plot Annie. They'll be able to help you supply you with a water suitable for our needs. Right, let's get this over with, shall we? There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Clay from Amarang would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? I could ask the miners at Twine. Ah, yes. They will be able to point you in the right direction, I'm sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there is aught else I can learn of the stagnation in which afflicts the people here. I wonder what the answer would have been for scavengers at Mordzuk. I wish we never got that tolling running again. Now Derek wants more of the bloody things and refuses to shut up about it. I can't stop thinking about that giant talus we built. Can you imagine what it could do with a matching trolley? Feels like a waste not to build one. Down, boy. Sarah, what a coincidence. You've come at a good time. For just this moment, we finished preparing the talus, and the trolley you took out of the rain. Trolley was no trouble, but the talus would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from the Daedalus stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, that Chai knows. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant talus to work. Like a giant trolley! But Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Sarah here didn't come out of this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? I see. This familiar requires clay from Amarang. Well, no, look forward. If anyone can find you some quality clay, it's us. Saying that, isn't exactly a commodity these days. But there must be some lurking around somewhere, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Biran mines to make adobe bricks. The place is swarming with coyotes now, but if they're after the good stuff, you could do worse than look there. Pixies were constantly confusing me with Alice. In jest, I assume. I mean, it's not as if we look that much alike. We don't look that much alike, do we? Yeah, you do. That had better be the only thing we need from the Pixies. If I had endured one more prank, so help me gods. Twins have returned in one piece at that. I was convinced the Pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it? Wonderful. Neva combine the clay and the water and then heat the mixture with a Fey lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling it on a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Beck Luke, I have a question. In the event that we have a need of the spell and you aren't around, would it be possible to perform for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Alric and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there's a chance this spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Maybe you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state combined with a strong desire to help them can drastically increase the magic's effect. And you are plenty more familiar with these people than I am. I dare say there are few in all of Norvrend more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Sarah? Absolutely, she's the best woman for the job. I'll give it my all. For Harik, for Tesleen. Then we are one mind in the matter. Alice shall be the one to conjure the familiar.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy. Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
I mean, it is.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Oh.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Mother, I...
By the 12, though it was only for a moment he spoke, there may yet be hope for these people. The girl's resolve was quite impressive. One might almost think she drew the strength from another. How was he, Begluk? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, the hint of color is returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is the same is also true for the subject. As such, you must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation and animation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect. That is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via our side. A thought occurred about this treatment. Begluk said, when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does not sound a lot like the tempered back in the source? Not really. The fate of the most tempered beings become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases. Or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who would desperately use such treatment. Gaboo. Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Halrick's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with the earth aspect of ether instead of light. It follows that his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation. There may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gaboo fellow of whom you speak? I see. His condition does sound familiar, yet there is much more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this delicate work we do here, work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there's hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angela and continue with their treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Beck-Luke and see if you can make some headway with the newly positive theories. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium then. Finally, I found you. Cashier? What are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Eulmore. Lady Chai is beside herself, sighing, pacing the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on, then. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Beck-Luke. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Eulmore's at stake. Future of Eulmore's at stake, is it? Well, do for them what you can, but keep an eye on Alphina, would you? See he doesn't involve himself more than is necessary. What if it could be so urgent for Lady Chai to summon us thus? Lady Chai's up in the parlor. Let's not keep her waiting, eh? It was the folks over at the Crystarium that told me you'd be down at Journey's End. And lucky for me, you were still running around after people's tiring work. Well, not seeing her seems out of the order, though I did not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress.
Heavens, you're here!
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
But that is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
Oh, there's a problem.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Eulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
That's an awful choice. I don't know, but whatever it is, he won't have fled.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
You know, Eulmore is nothing like I thought it'd be. Somehow I can't picture it going anywhere else. Chai's a part of it, I suppose. They've been good to me. I only wish there was something more I could do to help them. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word. But even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone would have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. We'll meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Master Chai. Well, yes, I spoke to him recently, though I recall he was in rather dour mood. Concerned about Eulmore's lack of neglected industry, you see. With Lord Valthyry's apparent inexhaustible stores of meal, and no great need for money, it is little wonder our business were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Eulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. Oh, so I do need to run a start, but let's see if that is. Ah! Can I see blue first? Oh, Landor, you're one of the ancient's messengers, us. How fortunate how fortunate I have found you. We need your help. Ever since the abyss was lit by the city's lanterns, a great beast like the likes we have never seen has begun hunting near the corpse. Its ashes and ashes is covering its maw, leaving nothing but tattered flesh in its wake. The elders of the fear it is an omen, and harbinger of our people's destruction. Have we angered the ancients? We cannot know. We do not enter this sacred abode without first receiving their blessings. So I came to tell this town of land dwellers to seek those who had helped us before, and here you are. Please enter the ancient city once more. Speak to them and learn what we have done to earn their ire. Of course we're still here. Can't leave without while there's people in need. I sat in bed screed, and the only reason I'm still alive. I recall a man fitting that description. Asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts, and you can be sure to give him near lack of food, medicine, clothing. There's plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge. It's barely enough to fill our bellies. Folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. He heard that he started mumbling to himself, something about finding us worthy. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed out by their derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. For that, I can't really say, because he was heading for Gaytown when I last saw him. Master Jack, something amiss? When I last saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. Insisting he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. We had more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after a confrontation with Lord Voth, and finding General Ranjit in a helping in the middle of a plot that shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty. Some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we'd still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I propose replacing our ranks with the volunteers from the Derelicts in Goat Town. We have a duty to protect not only Eulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Kalusia as well. And I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note we parted ways. He headed outside his circle. Ain't you that lass that brought back the night? Warrior of darkness? Good, because I was asked to keep an eye out for you. Nothing untoward, worry not. Just that, see, ever since Lord Rothery and Lord General Ranjit ran off to God's nowhere, the Eulmorean army's been in shambles. Say what you will about the bastards, but they kept the city safe from near as much. The remaining leadership types have got their work cut out for them, keeping everyone fighting fit. Before a start, they can talk about bringing back traditional training methods. I'm talking about stuff that what can be used to get unbloodied layabouts like me ready to take the field. Of course, there's also plenty of military men taking part, eager to hone their skills for the struggles ahead. You're welcome to participate too, Stone Clyde. Head out of the city through the open arms and look out for a soft-faced bloke. They'll see you soon. Any luck? Got nowhere myself. It sounds like Alpha Gnome I have. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? You learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Interesting. Apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. We discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from the outside Eulmore, an idea to which the preparatory was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Eulmore, not the bee. Perhaps. The question remains, where did he go after living is? All we know for certain is that Master Chai has grown some great concern not only for Eulmore but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical then that having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Sir, if you would go out and make inquiries in right, I shall do likewise in Stiltide. K-Town will leave to you, Kaishi. Fair enough. Where should we meet after we're finished? Well, Top Rung would seem to be his next most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then. Not, we will be well situated to continue our search. Hail, sinner, and well met. Come to join the new, and by new I mean old, training? Excellent. Truth be told, interest have been less than enthusiastic. Case is not bloody obvious, we're all struggling to adapt to the new normal. When you wake up one day and realize half the life decisions you made weren't your own, it's hard to adjust. None can deny that we need a peacekeeping force to maintain order and defend against outside threats. Unfortunately, we're short on motivated recruits, and the ones we've got are only a handful are up to snuff. Anyway, it's very much a work in progress, and we're hoping the warriors like you can help us, even if only by taking part as a guest. Draw attention to what we're trying to get off the ground, you know? So if you're keen to give it a go, let me know. I'll call for an admiral. Can't just up and walk there, no ma'am. But first, in accordance with ancient traditions, I've got to teach you the creed. She who fights the strength of stone unyielding, breathes deep of the boundless sky, and embraces serenity of rolling sea. Against her none can stand. What do you mean you've heard that one before? As far as I know, it's one of the many pearls of wisdom passed down through the ages. It dates back to the Collusion poet who died several centuries ago. Sure you're not mistaken? Every coincidence notwithstanding, if you're to hone your warcraft, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better option than unleashing everything you've got on one of our contraptions. No, the name doesn't ring any bells. There was a rather dapper-looking Mistil gentleman here not long ago who wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Eulmore, rather the lack of them. We lost a great many people to the promises of meal and the chance to make a lavish life among the free. And Valtteri thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needed to tell you what happened in the Cinears game. Such things are hard to forgive. But Father's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Eulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend Chai News, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. Turns out Master Chai was over in Gate Town too. He spoke to a few of the residents apparently. They told him they'd never seen a posh bloke look so miserable. So he paid a visit both Wright and Gate Town as well, did he? I see. Kaishir and I gleaned much the same. Seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Collusion. The only likely place he has left to go being Amnon. Coming for quick may yet catch up with him. Sarah, Alphino, Kaishir, what are you doing here? We might ask you to do the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you have disappeared without so much a word, and bade us return you to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left her a letter for her in her chambers. Though I suppose she could have overlooked it, and when she gets an idea into her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you have been elected mayor, and from what I have gathered from nearby villages, you have been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? No, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Collusion, that much is true. But I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see. And he believes said resources can be found here. Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans. A man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whomever you may be, will reach the same conclusion. For a little it's worth, we will vouch for you should you require convincing. Whatever you need, you can count on us. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as you can remember, all I ever wanted to do was to make it to Eulmore. That dream's gone now, burst like a bubble. Or boil, more like. Anyway, outside repaying Master Alphino, I haven't got a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days and days. But you've been running up and down, trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up to Mount Gold, didn't you? How hard could marrying be? You're going to steer Eulmore for a better future, I know it. And I want to help, properly help. Do something what makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work out on the way. If you'll let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me your heart. Come on, then. Let us put this on together. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't let him get ahead of ourselves. Eulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here, to find the one with experience needed to see the city thrive. Who's this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Rendon is his name, and yes, he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided that this time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisory to Vathi's father when he was in office. Frenchie was the mayor's right hand. One might say Rendon was the left, and between them they kept Eulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he'll listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? Maybe those who shed light on his reason for rejecting overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps if she start with Tristan. As I recall, you made a rather favorable impression. I am certain you'd be willing to talk to us. According to Master Chai, this Rendon fellow occupied a position of considerable influence in the Eulmore leadership. Begs the question, why did you choose to leave? I reckon Eulmore could learn a thing or two from Amity about standing on its own 2 feet. Then again, so could I. I realized it was me who suggested speaking with Tristan, but who's to say he will be more receptive than Rendon? Why should any of them give me the time of day? Bah, there's no way to think. Ignore me. Greetings, Rendon. To you too, Master Chai. I presume you two here to ask after Rendon? I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Father gone, Eulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. Came here seeking Rendon's counsel and the hope that we could build a Eulmore together. And that is still my wish. But given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Eulmore, and I would not see you suffer Vathi's villainy. As you have no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Eulmore's past, is quite admirable. I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive. Commit to this course and prove to him that Eulmore has resolved to change. Resolved to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well. To Pit 8 we will go. And I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. Despite our previous artistic differences, I do believe Master Chai means what he says. But until he starts believing it, I fear it won't amount to an awful lot.
Well, well, it's you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens. Though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Eulmoreans. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Forthry's villainy. The famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Forthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Eulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Forthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Forthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Eulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Eulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. Seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vor 3. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Eulmore for the people.
A Eulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office. You would? You ask me to help you solve Eulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
It remains to be seen if his words will translate into deeds, but I shall endeavor to keep an open mind. People cannot be brought together on the strength of high ideals alone. This I know from painful experience. Rendon is right to demand proof of Master Chai's commitment. Imagine it. A Eulmore that even a bloke like me could help to build. Alright then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Eulmore now faces. I assume you agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is most pressing. Ah yes, meal being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume that alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers does not like to contribute much to society, save violence perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another that of production. Go on. For the present, Eulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My, think about all that by yourself, did you? Well, yes. Began rather as an abstract plan I drafted some time ago after speaking with the people of Eulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chai News. I have. Well, that's a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to pursue the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them with the means to do so. A fair point, Brent. And one to which I have given much thought. Propose the use of the talus to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talus? But Daedalus Downworks closed the doors years ago. Without a ready supply of the necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as an heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just happens that talus are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I'm certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. You had a hand in constructing the giant talus to the north, did you not? When the Eulmore volunteers began arriving, I hid myself away lest be recognized, thus depriving myself of what I am reliably informed was a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. Bugger. That Brendan geezer doesn't seem so bad. What was Master Chai worried about? He's got to give himself a bit more credit. Do you see it? There's a fire in Master Chai's eyes that was not there when we first met. A fire we had best keep kindled if we wish to see Eulmore change for the better. Brendan is quite right. Building talus from scratch would require time we simply do not have, which is why I propose to make use of the long-abandoned talus which wander the wilds of Collusion. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rung. Come with me. So he's an authority on talus, is he? What other surprises could he be hiding, I wonder? How'd you catch a talus then? Dig a hole and lure it in? It's one thing to repair an immobile talus, as every Yonj did, but it's quite another to catch one, surely? Does this not sound a trifle dangerous? The old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with a dastardly potent insulating power capable of halting the flow of ether and towers. We need only get within throwing distance of water and let it fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be simple enough to get them to march to Eulmore. More excessive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it is high time we understand our own two feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something that even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if talus ain't a threat, there's 102 other things out there waiting to make a meal out of. That's as may be, Kaishir, but Brendan tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which is to say that mere thought doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I kept from my legs. But if I'm to prove the man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Hear, hear. Yes, well, it should go without saying that I had no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is as Kaishir says. It's less dangerous if one is not careful. I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could get in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it's safe to subdue the talus. Understood? Good. Then let us be off to Quickway, through the north gate, and see if we can find a suitable vantage point for you. Yeah, the Master Chai's off his nut. Well, this means more to him than he's been letting on. Alright, nothing to worry about. Just a simple matter of sneaking up on the Talos while avoiding the slavering, bloodthirsty beast lurking behind every rock. Child's play. When you're ready, let us begin. There's no point of running both shouting instructions. Keep him safe, sir. When he first arrived, I could barely hear him over the knocking of his knees. And now this. I'm not sure what's got into him, or whatever it is, I like it. Must be careful. Perhaps if it's best I hear it approach from the rear. I did it. I did it. Let's move on to another task, shall we? Hello. Comes up, ball boy. Everything fine? I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. You mean leave the next one to me, sir? I should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. That track is simultaneously both incredibly cheesy and yet incredibly excellent. Blimey! Thought my heart was going to stop at the moment there. Makes that a couple moments. Our friend returns with an area scratch. Well done. It would seem I misjudged Master Chai. There may be yet hope for Eulmore. I can scarce believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Eulmore's food stores shows forethought and sound judgment. What's more, displaying your time at Dallas Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by your extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Eulmore. Thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics. Which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Eulmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When these people build these towers, I have no doubt they will lend you the support. It would seem that Eulmore's leadership is at least in capable hands, would you not agree? You should probably be getting back soon, Mr. Chai, after you've tinkered with the talus and all that. Lady Chai's worried sick.
Right then. Form a line and make for Eulmore.
What's that noise? Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard! Stay back! All of you!
Is that... Darling, you're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see. Dearest, I can't.
Oh! Oh dear.
Oh. That's a bit of a Hildenbrand moment there.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
Dearest, please!
Sorry it wasn't much help. Still, seeing Master Chai go after the Talos was something inspiring stuff. I dare say the future of Eulmore has never looked brighter. I'm fine. I just need a moment. Thank you again for finding my husband. I confess I was not expecting your return to be quite so grand. That dear, sweet man, he's going to make the most wonderful mayor. I just know it. That was quite a reception. One Master Chai will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word has spread around Eulmore, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so Master Chai can make his inaugural address. No need to fret, Sarah. I have never felt better. And not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Eulmore. As for where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are assembled there and meet their new mayor. You there, Guy Shear was it? Will you go and inform the residents of Gate Town and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Valthyri's chambers. It goes without saying I will expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, as soon as she's available, as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman at the Crown Lift will show you up. Don't worry, I'll make sure everyone's there for Master Chai's big speech. So get yourself down to the Emergent. Go on. Oh, this is this way. Ah yes, Master Chai told us to expect you. The emergency is already filling up with people of all persuasions, free and bonded citizens and non-citizens. For you, our guest of honor, we have reserved a place at the front. Right this way, miss.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Eulmore to look around? 'Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthry's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Eulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthry. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor who will serve only for the interim, while Eulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vorthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Eulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength for Eulmore!
Now our work can be beginning in earnest. I very much look forward to seeing this Eulmore for the people. Oh, isn't he simply wonderful? Seeing him take charge of the room as he did. Oh, it reminds me why I fell for him in the first place. The city of final pleasures, he used to call this place, back when the world was ending. But now I hope it will become the city of new endeavors. That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. It stirred them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all this, it is that a change begins with the individual. It is but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Eulmorians can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must forget the individuals who made these changes possible. Who's that in the background? Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which this city stands. I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you've officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent district. It's too big for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We return to current residence and I'll govern here in the park. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Jai, but have you got time for a word? Yes, of course. Haven't met? Aye, that's me. I liked your speech. There's folk outside these walls as don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who's counting on the crumbs. If you're planning to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it up on myself. Thank you again for your help, Sarah. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time Eulmore's future was secured, but it is clear now to me that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence that they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. Master Chai at the helm, if only for the interim, I can feel we can bid farewell to Eulmore and return to the source with no regrets. Okay, who is this person? So Julia Chai's model is not unique. Interesting. Okay. They did hear a move. So Alphino's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. Been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends. In paradise. Paradise is gone, but something's better taking its place. I reckon I want to be part of it. This Eulmore for the people Master Chai's been going on about ain't gonna build itself after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. Far noble dream than one which you clung before, and one I'm happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, we'll pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. Just a matter of taking that first step. Truly, you see Cashier thus inspired by our actions is inspiring himself. Yet, however I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Eulmore, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Luke's studies have borne fruit in our absence. My congratulations, Sarah. Glad tidings from Eulmore did precede thy coming. I will see that Thancred and Reen hear of these momentous events, that they too may take joy that which thou hast helped bring about. In the course of preparing for our site, we made a significant discovery. We thought it best to wait for your return before sharing our findings. Prince Malice has yet to return from the inn at the journey's end. Do hope she doesn't overtire herself. I take it you are ready to resume our work? Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Eulmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and, after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Hour site? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference, concluded at length that the White Hour site was ill-suited for our purposes. But Orion, did you not say that compared to the massy soul of Massey, that stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Ben Luke's invaluable insight, 'twould indeed prove trifling matter, were we to discard the invaluable link twisting mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as our sight doth require. Thus, the shedding of these fleshy simulacra, and the surfeit of ether which compriseth them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to tunnel your minds into the aura site instead, but we would be more likely to sacrifice your souls in the process. Which is why we have abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. And we're no closer to a solution than when we first began. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned to the transference of memories in the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique in which I have personal experience. Sarah, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from my encounter with the Doga and I speak of the royal eye of the Allegan imperial line, gifted to my forebears, with which the blood and memories of ancient Allegans. It is by this gift I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we are to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps we could then keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also of bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it to wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Sarah return to the source and inform Kralv and the others of our findings. Agreed. Imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and Reen, and to assist where I may in their investigations of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? Beg Luke insists we resume our work forthwith, but I grow weary at the thought. What would I not give for a cup of tea and perhaps a vanilla tart? I pray the link to you, the bodies, in your world will endure a while longer. Should it fail, our efforts will be for naught. Mark my words, Sarah. We will unlock the secrets of the Allegan Eye and see the others who turned home. There was a time when I thought these eyes are cursed, but for what they have enabled me to do and what they may yet make possible, I see now they are a blessing. With the benefit for combined knowledge and the aid of the first leading authority on the Soulcraft, We must surely be able to find a solution. Sure. Sarah, you're back. How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Crowd will be here shortly. She'll want to hear too. She's just sending to the others. The bodies, I mean. God, I don't think I'll get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back. And none the worse for wear, I see.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razad Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvas. Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn.
Oh, even Crow got it. Even Crow has it. I've seen him in action, his body at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. For the good, what good it will do. The Black Wolf and Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come. Oh, that's an awesome combo. Ah, the simple pleasures of one's own flesh. Truly, there's no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Sarah was barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer. Emperor Varys, you're radiant. Are you alright? We may wear out to welcome. Your radiance! No! Must even the most minimus be spoiled? The world conspires to bore me, but I've no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Well, any bright ideas? Just one. Ugh. I'll leave a mark in the morning. Your radiance. The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available magic tech armor. We cannot let them escape. Alert! Alert! Intruders are detected in the Imperial Way. All unit abilities will converge. Must be forced away. The Black Wolf is upon the intruders. Deploy magic tech armor. There they are! Stop them! Let's keep it. Ah, no end. You won't escape, Gaius Belzar. You will pay for your crimes, traitor. I was wondering when you could have everything. Focus on the Magitech armor first. And on my mark, I think. Damn it. This way, quickly. We'll make ourselves an easy mark to live with. I suggest we split up. Alright, take the load, so to speak. I will see you outside. Stay safe. Spring. Well, someone's been busy. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg. Lend me your strength. It seems we have been afforded a prompted field test. Ready on battle data. Then begin test sequence 2.0. Let's see what we got. Start AoE. And no heals. Okay. Initiating synthetic aurosite system. All systems now. How much time? I said ready the battle ring. Damn you! Now don't loading damage and some points. On my way. Then you will feel the fury of Nidhogg. Ready another sample. One ticket to cast them at Bond. Downloading data set. 12. Increase generator output to max. Activate the magnetic field for power. It works! It works! Arcane ultimate is unstoppable. Stop. We'll see about that. Nidhogg, show them your fury.
Taste my lance!
Guardians in the Magna. Now, where are you, Gaius?
Are you all right?
Oh, hi.
Peer into my past, did you?
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riel and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Though they have yet to make a workable solution, Yishtal and the others are making progress, and we cannot ask for more than that. You must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest you for a while? I'm sure Beglu can manage without you. They've got enough science to help them, if you ask me. Traitors! You would deny it. Ah! Onward! Before this day is done, victory shall be ours. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think I find it amusing? Like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse. That you. Your soul is... Who are you? Before your majesty, I'm but another dog, lost in want of a new master. A hunting dog, if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiac. Did you hear? The mayor's reopening derelict stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages, too. They're even laying on free tellers to help anyone willing to make the move. Free tellers? Heh, we'd best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging? If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Yes, so long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled.